Good evening, everyone. Very good evening. It's been really nice time. I think more than 1.5 years I'm on this platform on YouTube, and my all videos you guys must have watched are all related to outsourcing, business process outsourcing, global in-house centers. So those are the typical videos, and people do WhatsApp me. They ask me a lot of questions. This is another live stream. I'm making it today and directly getting in touch with you guys. I really want to thank everyone watching me from different countries and getting directly connected with me with their questions. So today's topic in this live session I'm going to discuss is about outsourcing, and especially about business process outsourcing. If you're a company based in Europe or anywhere in US or Canada, and if you are thinking to outsource some of the functions to different locations like Jamaica, Costa Rica, India, Philippines, then what would be the challenges? How you should select your, the business BPO partner? What are the steps that you should consider? What is the methodology? How you should follow it? What are the steps to outsource some of the functions, and why you should basically outsource it to these companies? How it will benefit your company? So we are going to discuss this. Let me just real quick share my screen, and we will directly jump into the presentations just to save the time, and that will help you understand a lot of things. So as I discussed, especially we are going to have this entire session about outsourcing, business process outsourcing, and we'll cover it up in next 8 to 10 minutes time. So if you're a company owner based in the US, Europe, this is going to be really beneficial for you before taking any steps, especially during this pandemic. Companies would want to save their costs. They want to have better services for their customers. Maybe they want to make it 24/7 for their customers, and they want to make it sure that they are saving on their payroll, on salary to their employees, on recurring cost. So they want to get all these benefits. So how you can get all these benefits, let's check it out. So in this session, there are a couple of topics which we will be covering it up. Is the very first one is understanding the need to outsource functions. So what is the need to we need to understand what is the need for your business to outsource any typical functions like accounting, back office, maybe collections, sales, data processing. There are various functions that you can outsource it to third-party companies, and then you stay focused on your own business or core domain. So what is the need for it? That's the first topic. The second one is defining the strategy. So what is a strategy that if you want to outsource it, any functions, it could be right from 5 people or 10 people to, you go up to 100 or 500. What is the strategy that you will be having for your business? That's the second topic. The third one is key factors in BPO partner selection. So how you should select your right BPO partner who will help you to save the cost, who will bring excellence to your business, who will enhance the quality of services, and they will make sure that they follow all the expectations what you have set in your SLA, that is service level agreement. So that is what are the key factors that we will be understanding. The fourth one is outsourcing methodology. So what are the steps? There is a defined method when you want to outsource it, or when you want to select any partner based in any of these countries, India, Philippines, or any Asian or South American countries, and when you want to outsource some of the functions, or even if you want to outsource it to the same location where you are you are situated in. So what is the ideal methodology that you should be using? So we're going to discuss all these topics quickly. So the very first one is need to outsource. So outsourcing, when we say, it's always misinterpreted or misunderstood between outsourcing and offshoring. So let me just explain you quickly. Outsourcing is basically giving your work away to third-party companies. It could be in the same city, same location, same country where you are situated. And when you want to outsource it to a third country or maybe a different country, then that's called as offshoring. So that's totally different. So what is the need of outsourcing? The very first term that I can explain is that when it comes to outsourcing, for past 2 or 3 decades, the companies have been getting the benefits, which are the major benefits. That is the cost arbitrage, that is saving your business cost, maybe on the payroll, overhead expenses, on several expenses. And the second is getting the benefit of talent arbitrage. That means that you or your company does not have the same talent, maybe when it comes to software development or when it comes to business process outsourcing. It could be anything, and your company is not able to have the same talent maybe in your city or maybe because of any reasons. So then in that case, typical scenario is that you outsource some of the functions to the companies who have expertise in that area or who have really good experience in that area. So these are the major 2 reasons. When it comes to cost arbitrage, typically that if you are, just to give an example, that if you are based in the US and if you want to get the cost advantage, and if you're spending, roughly say like XYZ amount for your payroll, then outsourcing it to any other country like India or Philippines, that would directly bring your cost down by 50%, minimum 50%. In fact, it could be more. So during this pandemic time, when all the companies are facing challenges in the economy and they're going through financial challenges, I think this could be the best advantage that your company can have. The second is talent arbitrage. As I said, that if you have any in-house projects, like if you want to develop some softwares or software applications or anything for your company, then this could be the best advantage by outsourcing some of the functions to the companies in these countries. But how things have changed now, because when it comes to outsourcing, it has not remained the same for last 2 decades, that only cost and talent advantage. These are not the only advantages for your company. Now companies are shifting their focus, and from cost and talent arbitrage, they are going towards center of excellence. So what is center of excellence? How you get the advantage of center of excellence? When it comes to center of excellence, the very first thing is access to advanced technology. That means you get access to advanced technology because your vendors or service providers who are exclusively giving the services which you are looking for, it could be software development or BPO or anything, they have access to this advanced technology. It's because they are serving or they're catering or they're giving services to multiple clients, and they get the advantage of the volume, and that is why they can afford to have advanced technologies. It could be the advanced CRMs or advanced ERPs or any advanced softwares, which is kind of difficult for small or mid-sized businesses to bear that cost. So this is a major advantage in center of excellence. The second is resources for scalability. So resources for scalability, when I say, is, just give me 1 second. Okay, I just want to make sure that the screen sharing and you guys can see it clearly. So we were here. So the resources for scalability. So when it comes to when you want to scale up your business, maybe from 5 people to 10 people or 15 people, sometimes it's hard in wherever you are located, and when you have a really good service partner or BPO partner or outsourcing partner, you get the advantage of scalability because these people they have exclusive services which they are offering to you. So they have enough infrastructure, they have the sitting arrangements and all the technicalities what is required for the scalability of your business. So that could be a great advantage as a center of excellence. The third one is to meet seasonal demand. So you have seen in many of the businesses, they have a seasonal demand, especially during September or October till March or April. So that's the seasonal demand they have. It could be a finance, it could be retail, supply chain management, e-commerce. There are various industries, or even to some extent even manufacturing. So every business or every industry has seasonal demands which they really want to meet, and then they only require this particular services only for that particular short amount of time. So this is another advantage which is apart from the cost benefit or talent benefit, which comes under center of excellence, that is to meet seasonal demand. The next one is to improve top and bottom line for your business. So that means, in layman language, if people want to understand it, is basically to improve your sales, improve your revenue. Some of the functions, if you are outsourcing it to companies who have expertise in that area, then they could be really good at making sales. So it could be inbound or outbound sales or inside sales. So it could help you to improve your top line for your business. And the second is to improve your bottom line of your business. That means, which is the cost arbitrage. So that helps you to save your payroll costs, that helps you to save your overhead expenses, recurring expenses, everything. So ultimately that's going to improve your financial reports by end of the year. So that comes under center of excellence. Now next one is defining the strategy. So we understood that why you should outsource, what is the benefit that you get it by outsourcing. Now what is the strategy? So when it comes to strategy, there are a couple of ways you can outsource or you can get the work done from developing countries. The very first strategy is captive versus outsourcing. That means either you would want to set up your own small office in these countries. It could be starting from 5 people, 10 people. You can easily set up the office in India, Philippines, Costa Rica, all these countries. Or you can outsource it to a third party vendor who has that expertise and who has that knowledge and experience in that area. So when it comes to captive, what are the advantages? Captive gives you various advantages. For example, you can have 100%, you can retain the 100% operational control. You can make day-to-day decisions of your business. It's basically your own company. So you're not dealing with a vendor, but it's your own subsidiary or it's your own company in a developing country. So that's your extended office. So you can make all the decisions what you want. That's the captive center. And outsourcing, as you know already, that this is a third-party vendor where you outsource some of the functions and they help you with their expertise. So now when it comes to captive, how will you set up captive center? Because you are situated in the US or Europe or any other countries and you want to set up your own captive center, how will you do it? So the very first model under captive is BOT, or build, operate and transfer. That means you can hire or you can have consultants or you can have experts who have that knowledge, who will help you to build the entire office in India or these countries or Philippines, and then they will operate maybe for 4 years, 5 years, and then they will transfer it to you. That means they don't have any ownership, but they basically represent you by their expertise. So the entire ownership remains with you, but instead of you coming or appointing somebody here, you have trustworthy people who have knowledge and expertise in that area. That's BOT, or build, operate, transfer. The second one is joint venture. So you do a joint venture with some of the existing companies in these countries, and they are running, they are giving such services. You just do a joint venture and then hire or get the benefit of their services. And the third one is subsidiary. That means that you actually set up your own office, as I explained to you, that you set up your own office as a subsidiary, and then you hire your managers or your employees, and then you start on your own without anybody's help. So that is basically comes under captive. Now in outsourcing, how it works. So the outsourcing, there are 2 pricings, or specifically I have mentioned here about the models of pricings. The one is a project based. So project based is basically you outsource it for 3 months, 6 months time, 1 year time. You have particular task to get it done, or maybe you want to develop particular application or a software or something, or you want a particular sales or the targets to be achieved in this financial year. So you just outsource some of the functions to your vendor in developing countries, and then those are project based. They will give you pricing for that particular project and you get the project done. The next is FTE based, that is full-time employee based. So that means you hire 10 employees or 15 employees. They will give you pricing just for those employees, specifically for 5 or 10 employees, 15 employees, and on that basis you pay the pricing and you get as much as work done from those particular employees. So they remain with you and they get the work done for you. So these are typical strategies. I always suggest from long-term perspective, captive centers are really good. That's going to help you because that will give you a lot of advantages of operational strategies or ownership of the entire unit in the developing countries rather than outsourcing. But if you have some short-term work to be done, or you want to get it done in 6 months or 1 year's time, then I think outsourcing it to third-party vendor could be the best option for you. The next is key factors in selection. So what are the key factors when you want to select your outsourcing partner? What are the key factors or criteria that you should be setting? So the very first one is experience. I mean, nothing comes without experience. There are a lot of companies who have just recently started, 6 months time, 1 year. They're talented, no doubt in it. They have a talented management team and owners. But if you are outsourcing it to third-party companies in developing countries, then I will always suggest you or recommend you that have an experienced partner, because they have gone through several experiences. They have catered to several clients in the US and Europe, so they have better understanding of the business. So I will always suggest you that minimum look for 5 to 7 years of experience, the minimum experience as a vendor, and then get some testimonials, get some references from their existing clients, and then accordingly make the decision. The next is latest technology. So make sure that you check what technology they're using. Is it suitable for your business? Does it meet your demands of the business? So what kind of technology they're using? Are they ready to invest in the latest technology in the future as per your business requirements? So that's a latest technology. When it comes to latest technology, one more point is, for example, if you are in looking for some kind of customer contact or customer services specifically, then that would be the advanced VoIP or dialers or any softwares or CRM. So all those technologies, if they're using it, make it sure. The next one is infrastructure. So make sure that you have your vendors have enough infrastructure when it comes to power backup, when it comes to sitting arrangements, when it comes to servers, IT infrastructure, everything what is required to cater to your clients or specifically your business. So make sure that you check this point on priority. The next one is location. So even in these developing countries, whether your vendor, are they situated in tier 1 cities, because that's going to be a really biggest important factor for success of your business, because in tier 1 cities they can have easily accessible a lot of things, like when it comes to internet or when it comes to any advanced technologies or their service providers, it could be easily accessible. Even if you want to fly down, or if you want to go, or if you want to travel, it would be easy if you select people or countries, or the vendors in these locations in tier 1 countries or tier 1 cities. So that is the location. The next one is cultural fit. So make sure that your vendor is culturally fit and they actually meet as per your company's, your head office or your home office culture. If you have any particular activities going on in your office, then make sure that they have this similar values and they also follow the similar culture what you have it in your office. So this is one of the biggest factor when you are selecting your service provider. Now, what is the methodology when you want to outsource it to these vendors in developing countries? What are the steps that you should be taking? The very first one is create contract and define SLAs. So you need to make sure that you have a legal contract. You have mentioned all the terms and everything in the contract, and you have defined service level agreement. So what are the service level? What is service level agreement? Is basically what is the expectation that you have when it comes to quality, when it comes to quantity, or anything that you are expecting from your vendors. What is it that you are expecting it, to what extent? So you need to make sure that you have everything mentioned in your SLA. So without that, don't go further. The next one is process transition. Process transition is the next methodology. Next step in the methodology is basically the vendor will be sending a manager or their representative to your office in the US or to anywhere wherever your requirement is. They will be documenting the entire process from beginning to end, and they will make sure that they confirm that entire process documented with you, and then they come back they hire a team, and then they actually do the process knowledge or knowledge transfer, and then they actually start doing the service delivery. So process transitioning, the biggest factor key factor is that they actually come and document the entire process and confirm with you. The next one is that once they come back, they will be doing staffing and selection. So you need to make sure that you are involved in this factor. You are involved in day-to-day interviews with your staff that you will be hiring in these developing countries. So you need to make sure that you have experienced staff, or any criteria that you have when it comes to the education, qualification, experience, anything that the criteria that you have. So you need to make sure that you do right staffing and selection, which is really important for your business. And the next one is training and development, which is a part of methodology. And after selecting and having the right appropriate staffing, then the manager who has documented the entire process, they actually start with training and development. They do knowledge transfer, they explain the entire process, and then finally is service delivery and quality assurance. So they make sure that the service, what you have expected or you have written in the SLA, they start delivering the services, and they make sure that the quality has been maintained. So this is about outsourcing. If you want to outsource any functions to these developing countries, you can get in touch with me. These are my contact details on the screen. Please feel free to message me on WhatsApp, and I will be happy to answer your queries. I think that was it in today's session. I will be really happy to see your messages if you have anything, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also get in touch with me on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. I'm present on several platforms. That was it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.